history teaches that we cannot trust the other position, the other people in those sister positions of power to hail their buddies in front of the grand jury. So what do? Well, the Constitution, again, Article 1, Section 8, Clause 15 says, Congress shall have power to call forth the militia, to execute the law, to suppress insurrections, and to repel invasions. The first thing I want to tell you about that is what it doesn't say. It does not say Congress shall have power to authorize the militia to do these things. And the reason it does not say that is that the militia does not need to be authorized to do these things because we the people are the militia, and the militia is we the people, and this is our country and our government and our society. And if something is going wrong, it is our right and duty to take care of it. Of course, we want to take care of it according to the same lawful, transparent due process that we want applied if someone suspects us of doing something wrong. But it is our authority to take care of it. So, going back to the grand jury, if the grand jury needs to look through the sheriff's file cabinets or his computers and none of his deputies, amazingly enough, will bring those things in to the grand jury, well, then the grand jury calls up the militia, and the militia gets the job done. And the militia, if it's run right, decent people who do their homework and are responsible members of their communities, they will already have a working relationship with their sheriff, with every official in their area, with a lot of the people, deep roots in the community. Everybody will know they don't fly off the handle, they don't do anything unlawful, they are just taking care of the people's business, as is their duty and authority. So we bring the file cabinets in, we find out something was done wrong or something wasn't done wrong, or there's probable cause to believe it, and again, grand jury may issue an indictment, may issue an arrest warrant. Once again, if the paid guys are scared, let's say it's nobody official, let's say it's some big drug dealer organization that's got lots of guns and guys and connections across the border in a bunch of states, and your little sheriff department's got 6 guys, and so again, the militia can do the job because it is our job to make sure that we have the capabilities, and that means training as well as hardware, that means communications, that means network, just like your fire company has. It is our obligation to make sure that we have what it takes to take care of the business that needs to be taken care of in our communities. So, if our business, can we do that? 50 years or more, which has tried to misteach actually executing the actual law, but still we have people who. So this plan that I'm talking about is part of a larger plan called Tactical Civics. Have to make clear that I do not officially speak for that organization as part of this organization, but it's called an organization. He's 80% of it right. The part that I worked on when I was part of the organization was this part that I'm talking about, the first steps on, was stuck on the question that I proposed, which is how do we, who want to serve our community in this way, who want to take care of business, who want to protect the children, who want to enforce the law, who want to clean up the government, how do we actually do it without being accused of militia per se? Militia is a word, militia exists all over, this militia and that militia, and they're all militia, but they're not constitutional militia, because constitutional law, repel invasions and suppress insurrections, is actually, I would say, more important. It's well-regulated. So what is meant by well-regulated? Well, today we think of regulatory agencies, we think of the DEP and the SEC and all this crap, and we think, to regulate means to be sat on and interfered with and messed with and made this thing fill out 1 million papers. It's not what regulated meant at all. The science indicated it's called regulating your right. So regulate basically means to make it work right. The word regulate is also used. I can go down the rabbit hole and just derive its meaning from other uses in the Constitution, but we don't need to do that. To regulate basically means to conform to an appropriate standard to be fit for the business for which it is intended. Now that does require oversight and attention, but regulated does not mean sentence. But in any event, if you want to be militia, if you want to be a part of the solution and part of executing the law, you need to be doing something which will allow you to make it clear to everybody in your community and perhaps beyond that you are well regulated. The next thing that I will point out is in Article 1, Section 8, Clause 15, it says Congress shall have power to call it forth. Now, Congress is not doing its job with regard to militia, and we'll talk about that in the next clause in the Constitution. Also, we cannot rely on Congress to do the right thing. What Congress wants at the moment, unfortunately, the Congress we have, the oath-breaking Congress that we have, just wants militia to go away or to be forgotten. So, but there has to be a way in which some level of government can call it forth, which is to say, basically, government, some level of government, which is supposed to be our loyal servants, of course, and we're trying to bring it back to that, has to know who the militia is and how to, pick up the phone and say, hey, we got a problem. Article 1, Section 8, Clause 16 says, Congress shall have the power to arm and organize the militia, reserving to the states the authority to appoint the officers and to provide the training according to the discipline prescribed by Congress. None of that has happened for 150 years. So what, getting them unstuck at that point, because as it happened, I guess as of now, I have read the Declaration of Independence on the courthouse steps in my hometown for the crimes of King George III. And one of them was, okay, but follow the rest of the sentence. It says, whereby the legislative power incapable of annihilation returns to the people at large for its exercise. Independence. It was a declaration of political principles. The most important one, of course, is that our rights come from God. You are the good guys. Historia and that needs to be done. You do that. Right? That stop. Whatever you do to serve your community will build your reputation, your face, their confidence in you. You may live in an area where militia is dirty work. You may